Hello and welcome back to Celestial IELTS. Today we are gonna give some feedback to Sruthi. I took her mock test a while ago, so let's know how her speaking is. Okay, so let's see. So we are at our virtual test of Celestial IELTS and the time is 8:24 p.m. in India and the date is 6 March 2025. So hi Sruthi, we'll be having 3 parts in this test. Okay. So for the real test, anyhow, the examiner will guide you throughout the process. So you don't need to be worried about that. So let's get started with your name. So could you please tell me your full name?
My full name is Sruthi Raj. You can address me with my given name, Shruti.
So in part one, you can simply tell the examiner your full name. Okay, for example, my full name is Harshit Ji. The expansion of your initial, that will also work. About this addressing part, if they are not asking, you don't actually need to mention that. Even if you mention, it's fine. Okay, so that's amazing. So could you please show me an ID? So they will ask you for the ID. Okay, so I just wanted to simulate the real test. So that's why otherwise, normally for the mock test, no one will ask you for the ID. So you can simply say here it is or here you go.
Yeah, here is my passport.
This is enough, perfect. Otherwise, sometimes some students go with like here is the passport I use for registration. You don't need to extend that much. Okay, here you are not scored much. Okay, amazing. So what are you fine?
I'm from India and from Kerala, the God's own country. So
I'm from India. That's basic. It's fine. Actually, right now she's in Canada. So if you say like I'm from India, that works. Okay. And then again, she is saying got some country Kerala here.
yeah, and from Kerala, the God's own country.
Shows so she's kind of clarifying. So that works.
So it's like I live.
So he, so here she's having little trouble with coming up with words like so. Here she's actually thinking the gestures are amazing. It's good. I really like it. Otherwise, it's actually affecting her fluency with So, but to some extent, it's fine.
In the outskirts of Kerala.
So outskirts, good word.
It's really a village area where there is like so much of scenic beauty, and
Scenic beauty. Okay, it's fine.
so I had a temple there, which is a
I had a temple there. That's what she said. It's not had. Right now, also the temple will be there, right? So you can say there's a temple there rather than I had or I have a temple there. The temple is in yours, right? So it's better that you go with something like there's a temple there, or I usually used to visit a temple over there. I miss the temple, something like that.
most relevant part there.
Rather than most relevant, you can say most attractive part or most happening part of the place, something like that. That would have been better. Mhm. Okay, great. Do you miss your hometown?
I really miss my hometown.
So here she is being really natural. That's good.
Actually, I miss my hometown and my parents.
So here there is a pause. That's a short answer. That's amazing. But the pause actually makes the examiner or the listener feel like, okay, there's something extra coming. Okay, so if it's like, let's say you're answering, right? So in that case, make sure that you end it properly. It all comes under pronunciation. Okay. So what do you do when you miss your hometown and your parents?
Now technology has been grown really well.
Go, okay. Grammar is fine.
So I do a video call with my parents. For missing hometown, I couldn't do anything but simply see them.
Rather than I couldn't, it's better I can do anything. That would be better. I couldn't actually comes at a past, right? So it's better that you say I can't do anything.
When I can, I will call my friends, visit the places we usually visit,
Visit the places, but there is no proper reasoning like how she's visiting. But I mean, it's fine. It's part of it.
and sometimes I'll think of it. That's all.
So she said sometimes visiting the places, then she thinks of it. So anyhow, she already mentioned that she is actually not in India. Otherwise, it is already understood, right? So over the, she could have given some clarification. Otherwise, it's fine. Okay, Nathan. So do you work or study? And if you want a mock test for free, I conduct free mock tests on weekly basis. So otherwise, whenever I get some time, so you can join my Telegram channel and comment your name down there, and maybe you'll get a chance.
I do both. I work and study. I have a part-time job here as an instructor therapist in an autism center.
So here she's really fluent because she's really comfortable with it. And I guess she has answered this question multiple times, at least not for IELTS, maybe for something else, right? So that was really fluent.
And I'm doing my PSW course now, and it will be end on
It will be end. It's better to go with something like it will be over or I'll be completing the course by something like that.
April.
Okay, amazing. So do you like what you're doing right now?
Yes, of course, because
Yes, of course. There is good intonation, good pronunciation features, so that's amazing.
influencing in a person's life is very much important, and helping them to deal with their daily life challenges is more important.
Dealing with that's good language.
As I'm helping the kids who is having autism, who are
Here and there you got issues. I mean, you already got that issue, right? You already must have observed, so just comment down below.
having autism, so they are not able to do their daily life.
So she said that they couldn't able to. Then again she corrected. So of course self correction is okay here. You can always correct yourself, but not multiple times. Maybe one or two times. That's fine, but not more than that. Okay.
Task. So aiding them to do their daily life task without frustration is life changing, right? So I just
Okay. Yes, of course you can ask questions, but not like more like a friend, but more like a friend. So right. So she's actually making the idea more concrete, actually clarifying her points and being more natural and friendly. So that's good.
enjoy my job.
Okay, that's amazing. So one of the difficulties that you face during a job.
The difficulties was their problematic behaviors, like it with
So here she got issues with singular, plural, even during the entire test. If you observe, she got that issue, and most of the students, at least Indian students, got this issue. So if you got the same, perfect.
autism doesn't understand what they want. They don't know how to communicate what they want. So what happens is that they get frustrated. They had behaviors like kicking, pinching. So
Again, little grammar issues here and there, but okay, fine.
sometimes we are not able to tolerate that, but identify the cause or the core reason for that. Help us aid them with
Identifying. It will be identifying. Okay, like just by knowing this, you will be able to so identifying. So she got issues with what form?
what they want. So like FCT, functional communication trainings, we have
So here FCT, she explained. Okay, so whenever you are talking about something technical, or there's something more specific that not everyone would be familiar with, it's better that you explain what it is. Okay, otherwise you can just go simply normally use normal basic words. That's also fine.
had to be updated too.
Okay, now let's talk about friendship. Do you have a lot of friends?
I have a lot of friends. I'm a very extremely extrovert person.
Good. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how many friends do you have? And that was a real straightforward answer. She could have added a bit extra. Otherwise, it's fine.
I don't have a count in my number of friends, but I should say that I just have like a few close friends that in my circle, because I do have like a circle. In my closest circle, it's just my family, and the other circle, it's my close friends. Like five.
Ma'am, though the answer is clear, she could have made it a bit better. Otherwise, it's fine. Or the best friend.
My best friend's name is Megha. She's from India too. We had like 7 years of friendship. She she doesn't call me, like we don't have a regular update on things, but when we
Regular update on things. That's good.
We talk a lot.
A lot. So there is good intonation. So that will add on to your pronunciation score. And I know you're looking at that band score. I'll explain why.
About our families, like friends, common friends, what our job, stresses in life. But she's really a horrible to me.
Hmm. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Now let's talk about parks and garden. Okay.
Okay.
So do you like visiting public parks or garden?
I do love to visit public parks and garden. Here there is a bigger park near me where I go sit and I relax for a bit because my work schedule and study schedule is really hectic. I have to go to my placement, like I have to wake up at 5, then I have to go to my placement at 6, then I'm coming back at 2, then I have my work at 3. I have my work done at 7, then I don't have any time. So sometimes it's so overwhelming to me.
Overwhelming. So she kind of over expressed, I would say. So it was a bit extra. Otherwise, it was pretty good. But one more thing, you must have observed me actually interrupting in between or cutting her off in between and asking the next question. So this really happens for the real test, and you don't need to be afraid of it or you don't need to worry about this. This is perfectly normal for an English test. Okay, at least for IELTS, so it is perfectly normal. You don't need to worry.
Pretty hectic. Sorry.
Would you say that you are good at time management?
I would really say that because without time management, I can even do my daily life task.
I can't. That wasn't that clear, but of course it was clear. So okay. So there was kind of a gap in between. That's also okay, okay, but not good if you're targeting a higher band score.
I do have a to-do list to arrange my
To do list, so really related to the topics. So good.
things and a board which I could do all my days.
Hmm. Okay. What do you like to do when visiting the public park or a garden?
When I visit the public park, I do like to watch kids. How they are so relaxed, stressless, and how they are playing. Even I like to accompany them sometimes.
Stressless is fine, but I personally feel like stress free sounds better or natural. Like, stressless is fine. Yeah.
Even I ask permission to their parents, like, can I play with them? Because I'm a instructor therapist and I'm in this field with kids. So I love to be with kids. That's what the most important thing I will pick.
That's amazing. So that really shows she is really passionate about what she does. That so these answers are wonderful. No, I won't say wonderful, but really okay for her because she didn't have a lot of practice. She only kind of planned for the test in a day or something, and she had issues with her time schedule. She had some other exams also going on. So with all these things considered, of course, your examiner won't consider, but I'm just saying that's good. Now let's move on to part two of this speaking test. Okay. Here I'll be giving you a cue card and you're supposed to speak on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Just read it and you'll be given 1 minute time for preparation. So what? So of course you'll get that time. Make proper notes when you get that. This is a cue card I hope you're able to see next week. I wanted to talk about a time when you were friendly to someone you did not like. Okay. So this is a cue card. Kanale.
Yes.
Okay, your time for preparation starts now. Okay, can you start speaking now?
Yeah.
I'll let you know when to stop. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, in everyone's life, there will be a person we doesn't like, and there will be so many person that we like. So, in my
So that was kind of, I felt like it's kind of beating around the bush. But otherwise, it's fine. Alright, let's see.
life too, I have a person I doesn't like who was very
Doesn't, it's better to go with I don't like or I kind of hate. Right. And there is little repetition also. Let's see.
close to my heart. She was my best friend. Her name is Pooja. She was one of the best thing happened to me.
Okay, so here most of the students make this mistake. One of the after one of the noun coming should be plural. Okay, so here if you observe, I'll play it again.
She was one of the best thing happened to me.
Best thing, one of the best things. It should be one of the best things. I tell my students literally all the time. Most of my students, I would say, like 90% of them, they make this common error or mistake. So if you are making it again and again, make sure you don't. Next start.
Me, I would say, because when I was pursuing my my
So here she's kind of confused. Let's see.
bachelor, she was the
That confusion actually affects your fluency a bit.
only one who gave me good.
So gave, it didn't really sound like gave here. See,
Bachelors, she was the only one who gave me food.
gave me food. Who used to give me food? Otherwise, who gave me food or who shared food with me? Something like that. So here again, grammar issues.
I was in the hostel. The food was not at all good. Her mom prepared food for me and packed extra food for me and gave to me. So I was feeling
Give it to me. Otherwise, she could have gone like her mom used to bag extra food for me and send it over just for me, something like that. That would have been better. Otherwise, that's good. Okay.
like over the moon because I never
Over the moon, good idiom. Over the moon means you are extremely happy,
got such a
and it kind of came naturally, so that's good.
kind of friendship in my entire life. But after some time, I get to know that she
I get to know. I got to know that. I got to know that. Otherwise, you can say I got to know that. Right.
had a habit of smoking and using marijuana. From her
Marijuana, pronunciation is fine.
voice it. So I
So there are kind of elongated processes in some places because not all of her poses are really long. So there is some fluctuation of the poses. So that will also affect her score.
wasn't that person who is encouraging it because I was studying psychology and I know what is the negative effects of addictions. So I elected her to do. I had elected her not to do this. And
Again, repetition that will also affect your score.
already speak.
I already spoke to her, or you can say approach her regarding this, or gave her some kind of advice, or I told her not to do this, blah blah blah. Okay, and I mean there is some kind of repetition also here of idea.
Boyfriend not to give her any of these things because I need her to like succeed in her life.
I need rather need it better that you go with want. Need is like you really need it, so it's better that you go with want. In my opinion, need is also fine.
But unfortunately, what happened is that when I one day when I go to my
When I went to my
tuition, she called my mom and told
my mom,
day when I go to my tuition, she called my mom.
my, so that is pronunciation error. So it's better that you say she called my. It's not my. Okay, so must be a slip. It's fine.
And told her that I'm not studying well, I'm not doing my things good. I have an affair. I didn't had one, but she said I
And have one, not have, have.
had an affair. Not
Again, she corrected it here.
going to the tuition the right time. And my mom already know that I was in the tuition center
Already knew that.
because
So she got trouble with past and present tense and singular plural and more grammar issues. And that is one of the reasons, or I would say a major part why she is not able to get a 7, or why she didn't get a 7 for her test.
she already gave me a call that time. Luckily, I will say. After
I would say she could have used a contraction. I'd say rather than I would, I'd say, if you're not able to pronounce it properly, in that case, it's better that you say I would rather. If you can, you can go like, I'd say that, more like that.
So my mom replied to her that, oh, sorry.
Okay, so this question, okay, I know you must have observed. So she was talking about a different thing than what she was asked about, right? So it's about a time you were friendly to someone you did not like, but here she was talking about a betrayal story, right? So she didn't actually understand the question, and that will to some extent affect her score. Again, apart from all the other matters that I talked about. So whenever you get a cue card, make sure you read the question well. Some students, what they do is they just read the cues. They don't read the question. But you should read the question really well. Question is the important part. This question. Okay, you were friendly. It's about the past to someone, maybe a stranger or some of your colleagues, maybe classmates or anyone. Okay, and you didn't like that person. So it can be one of your teachers, but just for the sake of being a good student, you had to be friendly. Otherwise, when you were working, something like that. Okay, so here what she answered was totally out of the question, out of topic. So that will affect your score to some extent. Of course, language will be noticed, but here you should understand the question, right? So sad.
My mom replied to her that, paper.
With this person, your best friend or
No, I'm not sure that with this person because only in my graduation I had to seek her friendly,
speak her, it's actually speak to her friendly,
but still I'm not in touch.
but did not like, because she was talking about she that other person, okay, her friend being a good friend, this and that. So it is kind of conflicting information. Because of that, it's confusing.
With that person anymore.
Okay. So, are you in touch with your childhood friends?
Sure, I have a friend who is in touch with me for 20 years. And she got married now and she's sharing her happy and she's not pregnant. So
She's sharing her happy what? Nothing. So, happy moments or happy something, right? So, you should have added that.
she's sharing her happy moments with me.
Okay, she is sharing or she shares her happy moments with me. Then she could have added much more information. Otherwise, okay. That's the name, right? So, why do some people become friendly with someone they do not like? So, I was making her remind what the cue card was. Just for that, I asked this question.
I would say it's because of the environment there, like what situation they are in. I had to be friendly with her in graduation because her mom was there. I keep respecting her mom.
So, she was able to relate back, but still there was a bit of confusion. But here there is clarity.
And I do want to do so. So
Mm.
I just feel like I just ignore what she did and I just be friendly with her because her I don't want to make her mom sad.
Hmm. Okay. So, what is the difference between being friendly and being humble?
Okay. Being friendly.
So, this is kind of a tricky question for some of the students. I asked this question to most of my students, and they'll be like, "Bhai, kya hai ye? I mean, what is the difference?" So, let's see.
Is like what the person does. Like if the person does right,
Okay, here she's kind of using like, not a lot, but like. So, it's better that you avoid these likes. Okay, so try to avoid repetition of this. Normally, students or people use whenever they are thinking of a word or when they don't have the apt word. Otherwise, when something is maybe coming around, but they're not able to get it, maybe like at the tip of their tongue, but still they're not getting it. So, in those cases, normally people go with I thought.
we can be friendly to them. But being humble is a basic trait we have in ourselves. Like when we are in a social
Ourselves, so that was good pronunciation.
situation, uh, uh, and what we have, like Being humble to elderly people, being humble to people around us. That's it.
Hmm. What are some of the qualities of a good friendship?
I would say don't betray. Being trustworthy is the most important quality in a friendship. As if you have that quality, if you trust each other, that friendship are gonna last forever and help each other when there is a situation.
So here her answers are pretty good, but I'm looking for more explanation. But here I'm not able to see that. So yeah,
That's
the language is actually easy to help other people at all times.
no, it depends upon the situation. We can't help everyone at every times, but still, if we have a chance, do help them. Even
India for me, if we was it we or he, so there is little confusion. So let's see.
at every times, but still, if we have a chance,
If he, it's more like he, right? So if it's better that you go with we if we have it a chance, or maybe you, that also works.
do help them. Even though I believe like if we help
That affects fluency.
somebody, it's like a divine thing. It's
Divine, good word.
more like a blessing that we got a chance to help somebody.
Hmm. Okay. So why do so many people lose their friendships, especially friendships with their childhood friends?
Maybe they couldn't get updated, like they couldn't get in touch because of their work
Couldn't or they aren't able to.
pressure, study life, situations, or everyone has like different situation. But if you want to
Situations would be better.
keep in touch, or if you understand that person, the friendship is not gonna end. That will be still get along with you.
That will be still get along. Otherwise, you can go like the friendship will still last. That would sound much better and clearer.
Life.
Amazing. Do you think technology is changing the way we form for friendships and how we actually maintain relationships?
Actually, yes. I do have so many social media friends, like Instagram friends, but I literally don't trust them because they are not my real time friends. Like, I didn't meet them in person.
Okay.
So it's like just a friendship. But at some point, we understand that they don't want friendship, but they want literally a person who they can rely on. Sometimes that may be sad. So now I don't rely on technology for my friendship. I just have the in-person friendship. But still, there are so many relationships. Even relationships are getting along with the friendships. Like,
So getting along with, so there is no clarity. So you can say, but still there is some relationships that are being formed on social media. Sometimes it goes beyond friendship, and some people even fall in love. You can go something like that, right?
along with the technologies. But I don't
So
support that.
okay. So is that a good change or a negative change?
I would say that's a negative change because the person doesn't know who they are. They even don't know how they will be in a situation. Will they be with us, or they will just betray us? We don't know. But still they are trusting. There have been like so many incidents that they have betrayed, but even some of my friends got married through just by seeing Instagram account. I do not.
So rather than Instagram, you could have said like social media, as, and given Instagram or like an example that will also work.
As maybe it depends upon the person and their traits.
Hmm. Okay, so she's kind of guessing. So that's fine. That will work. It's good. And she's actually talking about the reality of what is happening right now, right? Of this society. So here you will find a lot of people online. Even you must have found me online. Some are good, some are bad. So yeah. Okay. Is it important for people to have good friendships with their peers?
So, pardon?
Is it important if you don't understand the question? Otherwise, let's say you kind of missed it. You can always say pardon or could you please repeat the question for me? So you can always do that, but not more than 2 or 3 times. Otherwise, they will get to know that. Huh? But yeah, this person doesn't listen to me. So it's better that they only ask it once or twice. And for people to have good friendships with their peers.
Of course, it's so important because even if it's like
So otherwise she could have said it's very is like basic. It's extremely important or it's significant. What's even important? Everything will work actually.
school, workplace, anywhere, a friendship is really important to have a good environment, a good time at work. In school, I had a lot of friends, so my studies and education was really great. If I have any doubts, I can communicate with them. Even we work together, we study together. So this gonna help you so much if we have a real and good friends who is keen to help us.
Okay, good answer. That's amazing. Today your test is over. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright. Okay. So this was a mock test. I hope you enjoyed the feedback. Of course, didn't give you a lot of detail, but that is enough. Now, the reason why I only gave her 6 to 6.5, I told her it is around 6.5. Why I thought her 6.5 is especially because of the pronunciation, and she had fluency, good fluency in some areas. But that being said, she had issues with grammar, she had issues with fluency, sometimes pronunciation also. Then there was not a lot of details. I mean, I was looking for detailed answers, especially in part 3. Not a lot of details, but still some reasoning, some justification. But I didn't get that from her side. So that is the reason why she got this score. And for her real test also, she got a 6. That's amazing. And we should actually appreciate her because she didn't have a lot of practice. The only thing that she had was this mock test that I conducted a few hours before her test. So let's say you're similar to her, your situation is similar to her, and you don't get practice or something, you can of course join my Telegram group where you can practice with other people or even me. Then if you're looking for classes, you can join our classes. We provide classes for literally everything related to English and study abroad. So you can get in touch with me. You can just simply text me on WhatsApp or give me a call. If I don't respond, you can simply text me and make sure that I get back to you as soon as possible. Sometimes I think it's a hectic, so I kind of lose your text messages. So just remind me again. Okay, so if you're also looking for this kind of mock test, you can always book a mock test that will be paid. Otherwise, you can participate in the free mock test that I conduct on a weekly basis. So I'll be conducting this on especially weekends whenever I get some time, otherwise, even on weekdays if I get time. So, I'll be posting every detail about this on my Telegram channel. So, you will find the link to my Telegram channel down below. So, simply join over there, go through the instructions, and if lucky, you can also participate and you will be here. Okay, note that I'll be recording everything. Your face should be there. I should see you. Then only we can make it work. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this feedback and I hope you learned something from this. Okay. And all the best with your IELTS. Keep on practicing. And don't forget to share this with your friends.